Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Caught on the Mic. And let me tell you, this one has been a long time coming. I've been following these guys for a while on Instagram, and they have been following me back. And I have really enjoyed their music. More importantly, I've enjoyed their name. Daydrinkers are joining me on the Caught on the Mic today. JK, Ronnie, and Brian. Guys, how the hell are you doing?
Doing good.
Great.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, man, it is my pleasure. These guys are associated with the SKP family. If you're not familiar with who SKP is, make sure you give SKP-IO a follow on Instagram. Some of my most favorite bands in the world, the Ries Brothers, 311, Nick Hexum solo, much more. Check them out as soon as you can. Guys, let's just cut to the chase and let's get right into it. Let's start with the name Daydrinkers. It's bold. What's the story behind it, and how does it capture who you guys are as a band?
Honestly, wanted something just different and simple, kind of one word, and there's not much more behind it than that. I figured it would ruffle some feathers, and it definitely wouldn't be forgotten.
Well, I mean, given some Southern roots, you guys are not like you're not I would say shy about the climate of where you're from. I mean, I like to drink during the day if I'm in warm weather. I mean, and I'm a guy that doesn't even drink, so you know.
There you go.
Well, you guys came together through a random occurrence with a mutual friend. Let's take me back to Atlanta. How did the band come together, and what clicked musically that made you guys say, yeah, this is the sound?
It kind of formed in 2021, started with a concept of just that good vibes, beach kind of music. But I wanted to do it with a different twist, especially being from the ATL. I wanted some 808s. I wanted to bring a side of hip hop to it that hadn't really been done. A lot of the bands I listened to, I noticed some of their bigger songs were ones where they featured a hip hop artist or they added some of those elements in there. So that's kind of where the concept was born from it. And of course, spending so much time at the beach and in that lifestyle.
So, you know, JK kind of birthed this project, and Ronnie and Brian, you guys came on later. Why don't you guys kind of share your experience coming into the fold?
As mentioned, you know, we had a mutual friend, Joe, who kind of connected us all together. And one day Joe called me up and said, hey, you've got to check this guy, JK, out. He's got a project called Daydrinkers. What do you think about the music? And when I listened to it, I fell in love with it immediately and asked Joe, I said, hey, do you think your friend would be interested in maybe doing like an EDM remix? Because some of my roots go back into the EDM production space. And so we agreed to do that. And that was kind of my first entry into it ahead of our first show in 2024.
Yeah, for me, it was Joe called me and was like, hey, man, it's this group. They're trying to do this thing. They're trying to revamp like the sound and things like that. And I'm like, well, who? Like, you keep saying this. Well, who? Look, they know like I'm about like this. It's like, all right, I have to get stuff together. So in my head. So he said it was called Daydrinkers. I was like, the fuck? Like, I was like, wait, what? I ain't working like that. So when I met the guys, I heard the music first and I only heard the backing tracks. And I was like, I don't even know what the songs sound like. I just know what the beat sounds like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard the songs, I was like, oh yeah, this is dope. I rock with this like all the way. So I've been here since.
I love that. And you know what's crazy? And maybe it's just because I've been more attuned to it, but I had a guest on and the episode hasn't dropped yet. But I've noticed personally in 2025, there's been a reemergence of like neo soul, neo reggae, neo funk. And I think it's just because people want to feel good again. Mm-hmm. You know, they want to listen to music and use music as a form of escapism. Are you guys noticing the same thing, being that you're performing in this space?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It feels like that's some of our bigger songs too, is the more upbeat, happy ones, fun ones. And I don't know, I mean, that's what draws me to the genre itself. It's just, I listen to it year round. It's just feel good.
Yeah.
Lift your spirits.
Yeah, I think we had a long era, long enough of that sad stuff going on where everybody sounded like heart was broken. Nah, we have a good time.
Well, your bio mentions bands like Dirty Heads, 311, Sublime, and much more. How do those influences show up in your music, and where do you feel that you've carved out your own lane?
The first time I ever heard Sublime, I was just mesmerized, just like, what is this? This is dope. I mean, same with 311. I was hooked as a kid listening to them. I loved the way they meshed all the sounds together, and there was no barriers, there was no walls. It was just anything goes. Kind of the same with that. Like the first time I heard Dirty Heads, that was that hip hop element. I'm like, these two dudes are rapping over these SoCal beats and the SoCal like reggae music. I'm like, that is fire. So I feel like we kind of started implementing, and we're still carving out the process, but we have that Southern flavor that I guess we just can't get away from anyway. So it kind of sets us apart from everybody else, especially growing up. You know, I'm sure the guys they had their influences, but you know, Outkast and Goody Mob, people like that.
Yes.
Big time.
Big time.
It's deep in us.
Well, let's dig into that just for a moment. Each one of you, real quick, and I know this might take a second for you guys to kind of think about it. Who's somebody that an audience wouldn't expect influenced you for this project that you kind of bring to the table?
Drumming style for me was church. Yeah, it was church, like steady, hard hitting, you know, solid. That's just my influence to the actual genre that we're, you know, dabbling with. Bringing that.
Yeah, and I think one of my early mentors in the music industry, Kenny Hawkins, he was lead guitarist for Rick James, and he sat down with me for years, just teaching me different things to do musically, as well as on the engineering and production side. That's been invaluable. And I think a lot of that funk influence, plus a lot of the R&B, definitely a lot of down south hip hop music influenced me. I did that for quite some time here in the Atlanta market as well. All those things kind of culminated together.
I'm definitely the Police. I love the bluesiness of like the Doors. And then of course, hip hop. I'm an old school hip hop head. I love Pac, like them all. And then of course, you know, tying in the heavier riffs and stuff like 311 throws in with that, you know, reggae undertones. I don't know. It does it for me.
You know, one of my most fascinating pods that I've ever recorded is with a DJ and producer from your guys' area, Soul Messiah. And he has worked with absolutely everybody. And it just reminds me of how much great hip hop comes from the ATL. Like, it's insane. And I don't think Atlanta gets the flowers that they should. You know, everybody talks about the West Coast and the East Coast, but realistically, Atlanta's been holding it down longer than anybody. Like, both of those other, I'm throwing shade to the East and West Coast, sorry, but both of those other markets have moments where they kind of fade out, but Atlanta's been consistent. Why is that?
I think it's the melting pot effect, man. It's like you meet more people from other places here in Atlanta than you do people from Atlanta. So it's like everybody's coming here. You kind of get Southernized when you get here, because I did the same thing. I'm not from here either. I'm from Minneapolis, so when I got here, I was like, everybody saying shouty and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, but I'm taller than you. So I didn't get the slang yet though, but I learned it, you know. Yeah. But it's just the melting pot. Like you hear so many different styles of music happening here in the city, and then it gets influenced by the South, and it just rolls. Like,
so let's talk about that melting pot a little bit. When you guys are in the studio, how do you strike that balance between laid back reggae, the groove of hip hop and the punch of alternative rock, because that's got to be a balancing effect whenever you're piecing songs together.
It is. I think especially as of lately, what I really think about is the live show. What's going to get people moving live. It's cool to have a slower tempo song or a chill lay back one, but even like that's one amazing thing like Ronnie and Brian both bring is when we start going to the live effects, they always find a way to hype it up even more. It could be a chill song. We've got a couple of, and it's when I hear what they do with it, I'm just blown away. I'm like, Brian's over there adding distortion. I'm like, we're going there? Oh, that's good. Ronnie's throwing some like just straight funk on it. I'm like, oh, it sounds better. So I think it's just once again a melting pot of everything, but mainly, what's going to get people moving and jumping live.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely the live show is different than, the album versions. And that's on purpose, I think, because, live's where we want to interact with the fans, where we want to feel that energy, and that feeds us to go back into the studio and make it even better the next time. So that's why we add those additional flavors and not overtake the original production, but enhance it.
Yeah, in the business world, we refer to that as conversion rate, because recordings are how you reel them in, but the conversion rate is that live show. That's how you make fans. Like, it's how you turn a listener into a fan, is that live show environment. So beyond the party ready vibes, some of your lyrics carry some introspection. What real life experiences or struggles feed into that side of your songwriting?
Women. I mean, it's really that plain. Yeah, especially like with the latest album, I was kind of going through some things, and I mean, like most creatives, you put it into the art. It's therapy in itself. So, yeah, women.
That's great.
Yeah, it's weird because I think that's how a lot of bands start off. It's like, all right, I'm gonna write this music about unrequited love or shit gone south real quick, and then you get married as a musician, and then you start writing songs about everybody you've had grievances with in your entire life. It goes from love music to fight music real fast.
That's so true. That is so true.
Prove me wrong.
No.
One of the exciting things that I said at the jump of the episode is that you guys are involved with SKP. Let's talk about that. How did you get involved with SKP? And exactly explain what the function of the label is.
Once again, our friend Joe, he kind of kick-started that whole thing. It was a friend of a friend. Joe said, I think I might have a contact for Nikki Hexum. And us, we're just like, well, shoot the shot. Let's go. Got the music to her. And I don't know how long it was before she got back to us, but it was pretty quick. And she loved it. That it was, okay, what can we do? How can we, get our foot in the door here? And then as far as like SKP, I mean, they have treated us nothing but red carpet, family. That's the best way to describe it, is completely a family environment, artist friendly. Not to go into details, but I mean, even the deal we signed, like, it's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. It's groundbreaking what they're doing, and it's only growing. So I'm just truly blessed to be a part of it this early on. We all are. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. From day one, when you meet those folks, and they've got a great team, and, headed up by Nikki, who's become a confidant, a friend, in addition to her work with the company. They, as JK said, they treat us like family. They've given us opportunities right out of the gate that we couldn't have even dreamed of. Right. We started our relationship with them in November of last year, And immediately following, we're doing the 311 Caribbean cruise. Amazing, and I just can't say enough good things about them. They're unlike any organization I've worked with in the music business ever.
Yeah, I was going to ask that because it seems like, we were talking before we pressed record about how fast of a jump some moments are in the music business. Going from performing your first show together in February 2024 to November of 2024, making that contact and building that business relationship with SKP, to just 6 months later, you're on the 311 cruise.
Mm-hmm. It's been unreal. Like I joked about, Nikki says we've broken so many rules and so many leaps and bounds. I think it truly comes down to just setting your goals, going for it, and no plan B. Leave it all on the stage, leave it all out there. And yeah, I'm still blown away. We laugh about this all the time. We're like, how is this happening? Like this quick.
Yeah.
And to also be lucky and blessed enough to meet these two guys that short of a period, and we all clicked.
Yeah.
It was like instant family almost. So, I mean, but even before the cruise, we hadn't even performed that many shows together. So we were still in the infancy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I respect everybody's variation on spirituality and faith and everything along those lines, because you are an individual, so is everybody else. But there are two tenets that I think everybody shares. Everybody shares. It doesn't matter what your background is. And those two tenets are karma and serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
What you put out in the world coming back to you, and moments that are meant to happen. And it sounds like all of this coming together was a moment that was meant to happen.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I told the guys, this is the first, I played with so many bands, like so many, but this is the first group I've been with that all of us have the same goal. Like, all of us. There's no variation to the goal that we have between each other. It's the same. When we talked about it, I was like, wow, these dudes might be my brothers. Yeah, so I'm happy, man. I'm happy with everything that's going on.
Well, being a fellow Midwesterner that has played in bands myself, I'm from Nebraska and you're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think we've all had those moments where we've played in projects with guys that I used to refer to as they're the guy that comes up with the excuse. It's like, hey, we have this great opportunity to go do this thing, but I don't, we've all played with guys like that. So when you find a collaboration arrangement where everybody shares a common vision and a common goal, it's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So many people are scared of success. That's the biggest problem.
Right. It's the groundhog effect. They're all afraid of their own shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about your single, FMLU. It's been blowing up. What was the inspiration behind it, aside from just women? And what's it been like seeing the reaction from fans?
The whole concept of the song is literally come fuck my life up. You see the girl, I kind of envisioned it when I was writing it, like you see a girl at the end of the bar, at the club, wherever you are, and it's bad for you. It's not going to go well, but you're like, caution to the wind. Let's do it. Come on. Let's give it another try. Let's try
it. Taking what you can from what JK brings to the table, Ronnie and Brian, like when you listen to the finished product, you listen to the lyrics, you listen to the melody, what goes through your minds when you hear everything done in totality?
In a lot of respects, particularly as we've gone through the catalog and migrating that, sitting down and reading all of the lyrics and re-listening to all of the songs, getting them ready for distribution, etc., you start to internalize it. At least I do, particularly when I think through some relationships and women. And, you start to internalize it and you start to feel it. And so you can't ask for anything more than that.
Yeah. For me, it's more like these are my guys. So when I hear the music, I'm like, let me go hug these dudes real quick. Yeah, man. I'm like kind of like callous, chill, like, you know. So I hear the emotion in it and things like that, and I'm like, okay, let me go hug him next time I see him. I love it all, bro.
You know, kind of taking a step back to the 311 cruise and performing songs along these lines. What was it like kind of rubbing shoulders with some of the people, other bands and projects that were on that cruise? And what were some pinch me moments that you guys had?
I know one for me, when we were all out on the deck, and we were all just like looking at the ocean. I was like, can y'all believe we're at work? That was my take. Like, I mean, we all like play music all the time, but to go from, like, we were just in Atlanta playing our record album release party the night, like, what was it, the day before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the night before we left for the cruise, we were playing our album release party, and then I'm like, we are on the ocean, and last night we were in Atlanta. Like, it was just mind blowing for me. So I was like, and then with the other bands, it was cool. Like, everybody supported each other. It was just dope, man. The whole experience was just dope.
Yeah.
Non-stop party for like 6 days.
Yeah, definitely a very, very busy run. Never been on anything like it before. It was an amazing experience, was exhausted afterwards, but met some just wonderful people. And the fans, the 311 fans, man, they're amazing.
Some of the best in the world. I'll say it.
They are. It's like Ronnie said, the bands all supporting each other. It was insane to look out in the crowd. I think it was the first show or second show, and there's 4 bands sitting there that I listen to daily rotation. I'm trying to perform, but my jaw pick it up off the floor. Like, what's happening here? I think pinch me moment. Getting to see Red Gold Green perform, Surfer Girl. And then, of course, hanging out with 311, and I'm like, this isn't real. I'm gonna wake up one day.
You know, JK, you said you had a good 311 story. Lay it on us, man.
I do. So I had an older band. Let's call it mid 2000s, early 2000s. We were playing in a battle of the bands in Atlanta, and with actually a well-known band now, but I won't name them. So we got down to the final round. It was us versus them, and the opportunity was to perform and open for 311 in downtown Atlanta at some big festival. Well, we didn't win. We thought we won. It was just like, okay, well, that sucks. That's our opportunity. And then here you go, fast forward to now, and it's funny how the universe works things the way it's supposed to be.
Serendipity.
Yep. So it's still a pinch me moment. Like, is this real?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. The pinch is definitely the traction that we've had as, you know, it's unlike anything I've seen.
Yeah. Did you get to share that story with any of the guys from 311?
I haven't yet. I mean, those guys are so busy all the time anyway, especially on the cruise. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't imagine, their day to day while we're sitting here just chilling in between shows. Like, this is the life.
Yeah.
But yeah, and funny enough, I talked to the bass player from that old band that beat us, and that's what he was just like, "Yo, you were signed to Nick Hexum?" Yeah. Yeah.
You got room for me in this project?
Right. Yeah. You need a bass player?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about building XOXO. Before we pressed record, you're talking about possibly releasing a limited edition vinyl. It feels like a journey through relationships and growth. What was the vision behind the album, and how does it reflect where you're at personally as a band?
I think that it was like a passion project I had to get out of my system. It started with the concept of writing a breakup song called XOXO, and I wanted to release it on Valentine's Day. And, you know, it started turning into so much more. It was like, it was single after single. Then it was, hey, this is a body of work that could really do something. The album is a little darker. I did draw from personal experiences and personal stuff, most definitely. And that was just my therapy of how to cope with things and get it out there.
Yeah.
Now moving forward, we're definitely going to get back to our old style a little bit, start having some more fun. But it was something that I felt like just I had to get out of me.
That was the hug that I was talking about. After I listened to the whole project, I was like, yeah, I got to hug my bro.
He's on the struggle bus.
We've all been a part of projects before, and projects that have put out recordings and such. To go from releasing, because this is the album that you released the day before the 311 cruise, right?
Yeah.
So you had no time to recover, because we've all had that album release party and then that immediate crash that comes the days after the album release party. You guys just went like straight from the skillet to the fire. Like, I mean, did you really have time to take in what you had accomplished?
No, not, or at least not I didn't. It was, how do we catch our flight from Miami?
Yeah, right.
Or to Miami.
We did that show with the bags packed. Like,
Yep. And honestly, the nerves of getting to perform on the biggest, opportunity we've ever had, or I've ever had personally, that trumped even the album. I wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest.
Let's move the scope into the future a little bit. With momentum building, what's next for Day Drinkers? New music, tours, collaborations? What should fans get excited about?
Kind of like you mentioned, we're going to do a limited edition vinyl re-release of XOXO with 2 to 3 extra songs on it. Probably a couple more singles this year, rounding it out. We're working possibly on a Christmas song. Yeah, I know it's pretty cringe when you think about it, but it's like, we're going to try it.
No, man, the world needs more cool Christmas songs.
I'm just trying to get that Mariah money. You know what I mean? She comes out once a year and she just makes her whole salary. And I mean, I'm here for it. Let's go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the touring piece too. We did some touring this year. We want to fill that calendar a lot more in 26, and meet more potential fans and earn their trust, and just get out as often as we possibly can on the road.
Love it.
But about like us putting our collective musical backgrounds together and making music together, like going forward, because most of we add to the live, but we weren't really around for the creation. But we all create, so it's like I'm anxious to see how we put stuff together with our minds,
Yes, how that stew coagulates together, and you go from having individual ingredients to having chili,
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we've actually been talking about that during rehearsals a lot, bouncing ideas off, and like the last rehearsal before the show, Ronnie came with some cool ideas that kind of dipping into different styles and genres and mixing it and bringing it back in. So yeah, we're definitely gonna just keep expanding and keep experimenting. Even
right.
No borders, no boundaries. We're just going for it.
The easy, obvious answer is we're going to go all the way with this. But one at a time, I would like to hear what your individual visions for Day Drinkers over the next 2 years are.
I want to see the creation of music like just flowing out of us, because I know we got it. Like we wow each other all the time, and I love that. So that's like one thing. And then I want to be on stage all the damn time.
Yeah.
Like I want stage all the time. So that's my 2-year thing I see is us just cooking all the time, you know.
Yeah, and I think from a 2-year perspective, you know, again with the touring, and as Ronnie alluded to, we love being on stage, we love being in front of a crowd, and from a production standpoint, I think continuing to push those boundaries, nothing's really off limits. Genre, style, we all bring a collective difference that meshes really, really well together, especially live. So I'm excited about that, and then also I think. Very open collaboration with other acts out there that, you know, can get creative with and create some good music and, you know, maybe earn some of their fans along the way.
I agree with all that. Collaborations would be definitely a goal for the next 2 years. I'd love to collaborate with any and everybody. And then of course being on the road, we're all road dogs. So like we love touring. We love performing, getting out there. 2-year goal. We laugh about it, but I keep saying it. I just have this overwhelming feeling things are going to explode. We're going to be going from dive bars to theaters to amphitheaters. I feel like in the next 2 years.
I love that.
We're down. We'll pay our dues, whatever we got to do.
Well, it's easy to kind of put things into perspective on what your individual visions are. But at the end of the day, what do you hope listeners walk away with and feel when they hear your music and see you live?
Live, I want them to have a good time. I want them to drop the problems at the door, come in for an hour and a half, and just let go, have fun, enjoy music, enjoy the back and forth. And then as far as musically, lyrically, I want people to be able to relate to the songs, help them through a hard day, help them through a day. They're hyped up. They're ready to go out and have a good time. They're like, I'm going to put on this song. But I would say more or less, yeah, that positive energy that they can turn any negative day into something positive with it.
Yeah, positive escape.
There you go. That's what he said.
Yeah, like we got one song called No Stress. And that song, I want people to leave feeling like how I feel whenever I hear that song or whenever we play it. Like it's just, that's the chillest, coolest. I fucking love that song, man.
We rehearsed that a ton, right?
Yeah, we'll go over that song again in rehearsal just because we feel like it. Like,
Yep.
You know, we've all kind of had that shared collective experience, and you know, it's one thing that I know I experienced as a former band guy myself, and something I experience every time I record a podcast episode. You know, I get to sit down with cool guys such as yourselves, and it's almost like a therapeutic experience where you got to trade energy back and forth. And after everything is all said and done, you feel like $1,000,000. Like the minute I stop pressing record, I will sprint upstairs to my wife and just talk about how the awesome conversation I had. She'll roll her eyes and she'll be like, okay, yeah, shut the fuck up, fix dinner. You know? But I imagine you guys kind of have the same thing with your desire to connect with audiences. Am I off base there?
not at all.
No.
Not at all. I do the same thing in a super nerdy way. When we get some new content or new anything, I'm absolutely doing that. I'm running to the office, just cooking, whatever I can do. You're absolutely right.
I love that. And I have loved this conversation, and I have loved getting to hang out and getting to know you guys better. I'm really excited for the future of your band. And I hope you guys know that you've got a loyal friend in me just by giving me your time here today.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. With all of that said, my closing question that I ask every single guest that does the show, and I want each of you to give your own version of an answer. Given your experiences that you guys have had, what's your advice for making the world a better place tomorrow than what it is today through your eyes?
I would say, learn something new every day. That way you're not wasting your day. And, be open to suggestion from other people that you normally wouldn't listen to, honestly, because you're going to learn a ton from them.
Listen more, talk less, lead with love. And just, I'm all about the love and women.
What do you got for me, Ronnie?
I say, like on Tropic Thunder, not Tropic Thunder. What's the movie with Will Ferrell where they play basketball? Semi-pro.
Semi-pro.
ELE. Everybody love everybody. In my old damn business. Like, I know their business and love everybody. There'd be zero problems in the world, man.
I love that. That's why it's my favorite question to ask, and I've asked it for 200 plus episodes, is because everybody gives their own version of the answer, but it all lands in the same place. It all lands in the basic premise that we all need to take a little bit more time, understand that you are an individual, so is everybody else, and that everybody has some value or merit, no matter where they come from. And like, we just got to weed through all the negative energy in the world and let love rule, like Lenny Kravitz says.
Absolutely. People don't take time to think what somebody else might be going through during a day. And that's,
Well, guys, why don't you tell my audience who are watching this or listening to this where they can find you online and your music?
DAYDRNKRZ.com and pretty much every social media platform, just at DAYDRNKRZ or at official DAYDRNKRZ. And beyond everything, thank you so much for having us. This has been,
Dude, bro.
Yes, thank you.
you were like awesome. And like I said, I'm a total fan now. I've been nerding out.
Well, that
I've been
means
watching
the world
episode
to me,
after
man.
episode.
You've made my evening. Just real quick, if each one of you, and it could all be different, but what is the entry level song? What's the good entry point for DAYDRNKRZ music? Do you guys all share the same song that you think people should jump in on, or do you all have a different song?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
I already said mine, no stress.
Yeah, I'd throw out Daylight just because that was the first one I heard and the first one that brought me to the group.
No Stress, Daylight, and
Just for fun's sakes, I'm going to say Hair of the Dog.
there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're getting on Spotify or wherever you are listening to your music, those three songs right there. Okay, No Stress, Daylight, and Hair of the Dog. Check those out first, and then just become immersed in the sound of these guys. Guys, I've really enjoyed this conversation. The world is a much better place with you in it. Thanks for doing the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.